Well, I don't know anything about a rebel fleet massing near Sullust, but I'm getting a bit of a fleet massing in my house right now. So Razor Crest is done in 1/72nd scale. And if you want an indicator of what 1/72nd is, there's Mr. X-Wing pilot who has kindly wandered along today to demonstrate size. So I thought I would show off my fleet. Now, apologies for any shakiness of the camera. I did have it on a stand, but everything got too big and I couldn't get it all in shot. So I've had to start again. So shaky cam it is. Right, so Razor Crest pilot. I thought I'd go up through size in this size comparison. So the smallest thing I've got in 1/72nd scale after Mr. X-Wing pilot is this, an Imperial probe droid, who is out of focus at the moment because my camera seems to prefer looking at the X-Wing pilot. Obviously this is a New Republic phone. This was by a small company called Retro Kit, and it's titchy and very fiddly to put the arms on, even more fiddly to put the antennae in. That's fuse wire, but it's fuse wire that's not much thicker than a hair. So I'm going to stand him alongside his upstaging pilot there. Next thing I have, again, is from Retro Kit, which is this tiny snow speeder. So if I put him alongside, you can see they really are quite small compared to the Razor Crest. Next, we're going to Bandai and their rather fabulous TIE fighter. So I'm going to put him at the back because I'm going to run out of space. I know, because this is take two. Let's put him like that so you can see him a bit better. All right, and then again with Bandai, I've got his cousin, the TIE Interceptor. There we go, which have just been recently seen in The Mandalorian. Okay, so there's that. Bandai again. I'm bringing in Red 3, who has a pretty darn garish paint job. All right, so that's an X-Wing compared to a Razor Crest. And again, my last Bandai, no it's not, second to last Bandai kit is their fabulous Y-Wing kit. I mean, look at all that detail. And I remember when doing this, every bit of detail hides up a panel line. So there's no panel lines on this at all. I remember the decals were a bit of a swine, especially on that astromech there. All right, so there we go, size-wise. Next, I don't know if it's 1/72nd. I reckon it's roughly 1/72nd. And what it is, it's the old toy escape pod from years and years ago, which, as you can see, I repainted and weathered. All right, so I'm going to put him just there. It's funny, this is an escape pod on the Razor Crest, but it was never used. This is a Tantive V4 size escape pod. Right, next one up is a bit unusual, and again, I don't know if it is 1/72nd. It looks roughly 1/72nd. You might recognise that. You might be going, bloody hell, what the hell is that? This is the Virago from back in the day in the 90s, when the only sequel there was to Star Wars was that multimedia Shadows of the Empire series. This is it Prince Zizor's ship? All right, so yeah, I reckon that's roughly 1/72nd scale. I found a use for the Razor Crest base. So that's what I've got him on, but I'm going to take him off for the moment, put him alongside, like so. All right, next one, again, I think roughly is 1/72nd scale. In he comes, he's tottering in, poor old fella, because this is, he's so decrepit now. This is, of course, the original Imperial Walker kit from back in the day, and boy, doesn't he show. Oh, poor old boy. I'm going to move him around. Can you hear his joints rattling? Poor old fella. There we go. There we go. All right. Next one definitely is my last Bandai. Mandalorian ship. Sort of, kind of Mandalorian ship. Slave 1. All right, which looks very bright compared to the Razor Crest, doesn't it? I think mass-wise, the Razor Crest is still winning. It is the champ so far, but he's about to be trumped because I have one more kit, and if it's not 1/72nd, it is very, very close, and that is, let's bring him in that way, of course, the Millennium Falcon. All right, this is the old original one, which I've repainted so many times it's untrue. Yeah, the old MPC stroke Airfix one from back in the day. Back in the day when you had the lighting kit that came with it and everything, you know, back when they were P-bulbs, none of this LED stuff. So yeah, out of all my ships, if I pull back, actually let's bring him round. Get a better shot that way. Get rid of the stand. There we are. So that is my 1/72nd Star Wars fleet. It's not quite on par with that photo of George Lucas standing there with his arms crossed with all the ILM models behind him, but it will do me.